This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Let's find out together on Tell It to Stanya.
Pleasant good afternoon. This is Stanya Davis, and of course I am she and she is me. I don't know what is going on. I'm trying to why I always got these little issues going on. I don't know why I always have these issues going on. I'm trying to go live on Facebook, but unfortunately it's not coming together. Laptop, internet, I know. But anyway, here I am. So today I was supposed to have a guest in studio. Although I do have a little guest, my grandniece, Ramaya Davis. She's here with me on the outside. Not in the studio with me, but on the outside. She's just staring at me, looking at me. But I was supposed to have a guest today. But it didn't work out. Although what I do know is that usually when things don't work out the way that you want it to work out, it actually works out. So I decided to talk about my life experiences. I wanted to talk about the things that happen or the lessons in life. Because yes, I am a life coach and I'm a very good life coach. I know they say self-praise is no recommendation, but I'm a very good life coach. I could say that proudly. But I'm also a student of life, meaning that I'm always taking a introspective look at myself. I'm always going deeper. I'm always trying to improve or see the blind spots in my life. Of course, we'll never, completely do all the work, but self-awareness is also always good. So today we're going to be talking about where I've been and where you've been, because we are all connected. And I want to share this part of me with you today because I believe that there's something in it for you as well, as it was something in it for me. The wise woman knows, or the wise person knows, that they don't know everything. Okay? So 1 week in Stanya's, I learned and what I saw about myself, and hopefully you will see yourself in the stories or what I share today. And if you want to share something, because it's not all about me. It's not only about me. It's about me, right? But it's not only about me. Just as it's about me, it's also about you. So I want you to write down this telephone number so that you could text me. I love when you text me because it lets me know that you're listening, that you're on board. And honestly, I may love to talk, but I definitely love to listen as well. So text me, 422-4796. This is like a confessional, I guess. What you learned this week? 422-4796. That is the text line. And the telephone line, 323-6232. That's 323-6232. So now most of my friends, and I have a small circle of friends. I may know people. On the way here, I hailed someone and my grandniece say, Annie Stanya, that's your friend? I say, no, that ain't my friend. That's just somebody who I know. I tell her when she get older, she's going to learn the difference. But that's in time. So a good friend of mine, we're always talking, and she's doing the work too. I like to do the work or, have friends who enjoy doing the work. So this week now, or for the last couple of weeks, I would say maybe it was a contracted job, or I had several contracted jobs, actually. I did that, or maybe I should tell you now. I simply went in different places. Y'all ain't gonna believe this. And you know what I said? In a nutshell, how can I serve you? That's how simple it was. I showed up, 1, and 2, I didn't go in there trying to, I have this and I'm this and all this stuff. I wanted to know more about them. I literally just asked, okay, I came in here for this, but I'm more interested in how I can serve you. And every single person I said that to, literally, they offered me a job or a contract or something to do. Every single one. So that's a little, I guess maybe a little low, a little something for you to do, because you all say jobs are there plenty. Anyway, so one of these 10,000 jobs that I went in and asked for was contracted to do, because Stanya ain't working for nobody. I ain't see that happening no more, child. Child, I part-time and I out. I am a gypsy. But one of the jobs I took on, and at one point, oh my goodness, it was so overwhelming, very overwhelming. As a matter of fact, one of the other ones, I kind of, let it go because, boy, I can't talk to people business. I can keep it to myself why I left that one for right now. But the one I'm talking about, I was enjoying it, but it became a bit overwhelming. And it was some things that wasn't working out the way that I wanted it to work out. And then I also had a death in the family. So I was like, you know what? This is too much. I need to go. I ain't got to do this, set it up, blah, blah, blah. I'm always someone who matches my own beat. So my good, decent friend, my goodest, decent friend says, Stanya, I noticed something with you. Well, anytime you hear someone say that, you know something coming. So I said, what you talking about? What you notice? So she said, I noticed that just as you are with, like she always cracks this joke. She said, boy, you don't put up with too much now. The only people who use put up with, the only people use allow do you bad are your clients. Oh Lord, let me see. She ain't lie. But even with that, so she said she noticed something. And so I'm like, what's going on? So she said, I noticed that the same way you run, the same way you're acting with, this business thing, like, or you don't put up with too much with, whatever it is the same way you are in love too. So I was like, what you talking about? She said, yeah. She said, I noticed that you just, you'll just leave it alone. So now during this conversation too, because of course I also work with companies with their employees who have behavioral issues, employees who, teams who are not getting along, all this stuff. So I'm like, boy, well, one thing ain't no one could say they ever fired me now. I say, ain't no one fired me. I always left. So if it come up, bam, that's what I could tell. I could say, Charlie, ain't no one ever fired me. Stanya left. So she said, but that's the same thing in your love life too. She said none of the guys that you dated ever wanted to leave you or didn't like you. You were the one who said you didn't want to be a part of that. So I was like, what? So I thought about it and I was like, wait, hold on, let me think about this for a minute. And she was correct. The way that I was responding to things that I didn't want to do, or when the exact way I was responding in my love life as well. So I thought, I was like, wait, hold on. So for starters, I could have get married long time because that's she right. Where's this coming from? Is this a lesson? Is this something that I need to look deeper within? So I'm talking with my friend and she's like, okay, yeah, maybe. So I was like, what you think the lesson is? There got to be some lessons in here, man. It's what I supposed to learn, maybe? And it was all kind of lessons wrapped up in this, by the way. And I'll share the other lessons as soon as I finish this little piece of it. So we came up with, maybe God just wants you to finish the job, just to complete something, see something through, and not get your emotions in it. And sometimes in life, you just have to do some things that you just maybe don't want to do, need to do, or whatever, but just to commit to something and to also understand that everybody is flawed. Because when you reach a certain age, somebody do one little small thing, child, listen, that's it for them. Remind me to tell you all about the legend of the white shoe. But she was correct. In that moment, I saw myself and I saw that in some instances, I wasn't giving love a chance. the same way I was acting in one area, and that's a clue to life too. Sometimes the way that we act in one area of our life is the same way we act in another area of our lives. And that is the thing that holds us back, or one of the things that actually holds us back. So I'll tell you this. Now, the job ended up working out quite fine. As a matter of fact, up until that point, I was not even paid anything. And the minute, believe it or not, see, life, all it works in a very weird way, because the minute I got the lesson, literally the second, I looked on my phone and the business person messaged and say, hey, we made a deposit in your account. Ka-ching! I was like, well, what kind of thing this is? The minute I committed to seeing it through, the minute I said I'm all in, was literally the minute that the blessing came. Look at your life. Look at what you're doing, what is working, what's not working. Look at the way that you respond. Is it the same way that you respond in another area of your life? And in this instance, is it the way that you respond to love? Because what we want is actually always seeking us too. Yeah. So that was one of the things that I learned this week or experienced. And it was simply that, yes, I am a gypsy. Yes, I am. But the need to commit to things, or not to everything now, but to stick it through, to understand that life doesn't always go as planned, but it doesn't mean that you should just throw it all away. We are all flawed. We all have issues too. So open your heart a little, eh? Yeah. And once again, you could message me. I would love to hear what you think about what I'm talking about and where you've been this last week or in the last several days. So another conversation that we had, or not with that friend, but with a client. So here I am, and the client is sharing with me that, they met a person, they had a wonderful relationship with this person, everything was going great. And out of the blue, the person said they wanted to go back to their ex. And that kind of upset my client, of course. It would upset me. And so we're having a coaching session and we're talking about love, and something comes to mind. The thing that comes to mind, in the Bible, they talk about love being long-suffering. I'm like, wait, hold on, because the other person, they didn't sacrifice anything. They just showed up, nothing at all, nothing. Long-suffering. I always wondered about that, like, why would love be long-suffering? But in that moment, I realized that in all things, you have to sacrifice a part of yourself. You have to sacrifice something. As parents, sometimes we sacrifice the part of ourselves that, in terms of, just living life on our own terms, buying this, doing this, whatever, living this big life for our children. But in love, there's a part of you that you must sacrifice. I remember some time ago, a person had asked me, I tell you, I love my friends. My friends are they're interesting and they're introspective. And these are the type of conversations my friends and I have. And I give it to them and they give it to me. We don't sit down and just tell each other what we need to hear. So I remember in a conversation with another friend, she said, what bad behavior are you willing to put up from a mate? And I was like, what bad behavior? And I sat there in that moment and I thought about it and I said this, I can't even think for nothing. Wow, another reason why I'm single. Because nobody is perfect. I realized though, that in recent years, I've not been open to sacrificing a version of me. Have you been sacrificing a version of you? Because in love, there is some form of sacrifice. There's something that you must give up. I remember my dad would always say, and I thought this was the other crazy thing, he would always say, Stanya, sometimes you have to give up your right for other people's wrong. And I thought that was the most stupidest thing I have ever heard in my entire life. But I get it. In life and love, there is a sacrifice. Think about going on a job. There's a part of you that you got to sacrifice. Sometimes the part of you that you may have to sacrifice is cussing your boss out, telling them how you really feel because you know you're done spicy. Boy, anyway, people listen to it. Listen, last job, just though I was sacrificing part of me. Hello. A big part, especially on that last day. I ain't gonna talk it. Hello. But if you're in a relationship right now, have you sacrificed anything? And when I say sacrifice now, I'm not talking about giving. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about giving up just a part of you. I'm talking about staying silent sometimes when you may want to lash out. Or sometimes giving when you don't want to. When you should be the one receiving. For me, I didn't want to sacrifice my freedom. I'm a gypsy. I didn't want to sacrifice having to do the things that a relationship requires. For me, I found that it was better for me to stay by myself than to be with somebody. Sometimes I be thinking that right now. Lord, and then you know what's so crazy? I saying all this, and I meet so many single guys. That's the crazy thing about it. Like my friends always say, one says, you gotta teach women how to meet guys. I don't know how I'm doing it. I don't know. I think it may be the cheesy smile. Brittany, what you think it is? Is it the smile? But yes, back to you. If you're single right now, think about it. I'm talking to the single people. I'm married and couple up, but I'm talking especially to the single person. Why are you really single? What have you not, or what have you been afraid to give up? Or what have you just simply not given up? Sometimes it may even be us being a victim. Sometimes it may be that we haven't given up a past love. What have you sacrificed? Well, what is this, Lord? Someone say, I don't know how to feel about this. They say, I meet guys because, y'all ready for this? I meet guys. This is what the text come in now. My Lord, man. I know how to feel about this. I meet guys that say it's mostly because you seem like the type to walk up to a man and say, we have a date on Saturday. Where you taking me? Well, what is... Y'all ain't gonna believe this, right? But I kind of introverted and shy. Dead serious. Message me. Yeah, I see no text. But that's one text message. Someone message me. Someone else message me. 422-4796. Person who messaged that statement, why are you single? What part of you have you not given up? Yeah, waiting on the response. What have you not given up? What have you not sacrificed? What is it? That's it. They must be texting away. Or they ain't want to answer me, eh? What have you not sacrificed? All right. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back.
reliable and impactful printing services, look no further. Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life. We stand by our quality products that is second to none. Our affordable pricing and friendly, efficient staff makes Printmasters the ultimate choice for all your printing needs. We can deliver any type of printing services, from banners to booklets to business cards. You name it, we can print it.
Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
Looking for holiday savings? Sign up for our Cost-Right membership and unlock exclusive deals on everything from pantry essentials and fresh produce to bed and bath. It's the perfect place to find the best gifts for anyone. Toys for the kids, flat screen TV for dad, fridge for mom, and much more. All at low warehouse prices. Try our members selection products, offering big savings and quality. Whether shopping for your home or business, remember, members always save.
1 in every 4 Bahamians face some level of food insecurity. AML Foods remains committed to helping, and this year will donate $30,000 to provide holiday meals to families in need. But we need your help. From November 4th to December 18th, show your support and donate at the register at Solomon's, Cost-Right, Fresh Market, Exuma Markets, or Domino's Pizza in Nassau, Grand Bahama, or Exuma. Together, let's put an end to hunger.
Always on the go? Missed the show? You can now listen to Guardian Radio talk shows anytime, anywhere on Spotify and YouTube by searching Guardian Radio 96.9 FM or by entering the name of your favorite show. You can also listen by logging on to GuardianTalkRadio.com and clicking on the podcast tab. Guardian Radio, continuing to provide you with fresh news and smart talk anywhere, anytime, all day.
And we are back. This is Stanya Davis. I am she and she is me. So here we are. I was having a conversation with the person who said what they said on the text message. And please go ahead, message me. Send me a text, 422-4796. So they said, when I asked them what was they not willing to sacrifice, they said that they were not willing to sacrifice their dignity as a woman, and that they didn't want this person to tell them what to do, blah, 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 blah. That's kind of interesting. Or I don't even know how to answer that question, how to even respond to that right now. But what is it that you're not willing to sacrifice? What part of you are you not willing to give or to do to be with love? Because the thing about it is that we say that we want it. And I have crazy beliefs. I believe that life wants to give us exactly what it is that we say that we want. And, you know, if you think that, you know, love eludes you, if you think that, you know, boy, I'll never find this person. I believe that if God created you with your crazy self, if God created you with your tall self, your fat self, your slim self, whatever self you are, then don't you think your counterpart was also created? Because especially as a woman, and I guess as a man, whatever, but it's a fit. Night and day, black and white. Going into the ark, 2 by 2. There was a counterpart, right? But sometimes we're not willing to do the work. We're not willing to move forward. We're not willing to just give a little part of who we are. I realize personally, and I'm sharing my story, I'm sharing all my stuff because I want you to see yourself in me, because we are all the same. When I think back at it or on it, a lot of times people shut down. A lot of times we've been so hurt. And all of the things, everything, you know, the way that we act today is a direct result of what has happened in the past. It has nothing to do on right now. So working, and I can be all over the place, but it can make sense because there's something in here for everyone. Working with another client, they shared that they were molested. And let me tell you something about molestation too, and rape and all this type of stuff. A lot of times, people don't talk about it when it happened because of the guilt and the shame that would have been associated with being molested, with being raped, all that stuff. So that's why we see people from long, big grown women and men, and they talk about, experiencing this trauma in childhood or years and years ago. This is why we see it years later. The average person who would have experienced that, they do not talk about it. They don't tell anyone until years later. But I'm having a conversation with another client, and so she would always say, and I'm sharing this once again because I want you to see how it looks and how it plays out in real time and real life. So she would say that nobody listens to her. Then she would also share that, she would get really, really upset if she says something. Let's say she says as simple as, okay, I don't want a Coke soda. And someone comes back and say, you sure? You sure you don't want this Coke? She would get really upset. And so having a session with her, she shared the molestation. And so she shared that, and it wasn't, and I'll say this too, it wasn't conscious that she was doing this. It actually came up after, during the session. And she said, now that I think about it, I think it's upsetting to me because I was violated. And so I don't like when people tell me something, or when I say something, I feel like they're not listening to me. They don't listen. They didn't listen when I told them that I was molested and violated. And so that situation now plays out in real time and in real life. It also forces her, or I won't say forces her, but it causes her to shut down. If she's dating someone, and you see how simple I said the Coke soda was? Literally, if someone does that or says something as simple as that, she shuts all the way down because it's a reminder, it's a trigger for her. And we're all being triggered at some point in our lives. Another client. We're talking about, hold on one second. All right, I see something coming in, just waiting for, this person is texting. Okay, I'm talking about triggers. Okay, so we're talking about triggers. I'm waiting for them to finish responding. And feel free to message me. The line is 422-4796. And the telephone line is 323-6232. I'm going to come back. I don't even know if I want to read that one that I just saw coming up right now. It's a little deep. But going back to lessons learned this week. So going to jump right in. Now, I've been talking about my friends and everything that would have happened and how I'm doing the work with my friends, and my friends are also doing the work with me. Something that came to light this week for me was also a friendship. And going back to my grandniece who said, oh, is that your friend or is that someone you know? Sometimes I realize that we have people around us who, child, listen, they ain't on our run. Not on our run at all. So a few years ago, I had a very deep friendship, and something happened, and I'll tell you this, it was just one big nasty misunderstanding, one big situation where nobody was communicating, or we did not communicate our feelings in the right way. And that led to years of shutdown by all parties. Now, during that time, I had this feeling or premonition, or my clients like to say I'm intuitive. I had a dream, I know what to call it, where the person who was who was closest to me, I felt was the main one who was kind of upset with me, or, who was really dragging out the separation. And I didn't understand why until years later. And I learned that this person had an issue with me or had some concerns or whatever it is. And I don't want to diminish it, because who knows, maybe there are valid reasons why they was upset. But the point that I'm trying to make here is that there will be people in your life who you are around every single day. There will be people who you share your life with, but they're not feeling you. They're not on your page, and you won't even know. These will be the people who are closest to you. Or, I want to share, and I'm talking about friendships. Like I said, we're going all over the place. And I know y'all say, well, Stanya, all over the place. We all over the place because this is how Stanya life look, and it's probably how your life look too. You will have people around you. Like who around you? So after losing these close friendships, what started to happen too was that the people in the background came forward. So these people who were in the background were always in the background, but they were in the background. And that's just it. Life will do this to you. Something will happen, and then something else will happen. So the people who were in the background, and so it was a different type of setting, a different type of atmosphere. It was just something totally different. And now the persons who I would have said was closest to me are no longer closest to me. And that's a different area. So who's in your life? I want you to think about it. We're going to take a quick break, just a quick break, and we'll be right back. Jesus, Lord, listen.
Do you have uncontrollable debt? Are you ready to make that move to Fidelity for a stress-free future? These loans have a built-in savings plan that pays you unbeatable interest. Ask about our debt consolidation loans today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
Make your house a home. Stop by the furniture store that's giving you more. With appliances, furniture, and prices. Whatever you want, we got it all. Promise Furniture, no one less one. We give it you. We make it worthwhile. We make it quality, comfort, and style. Quality and style, yeah. Promise Furniture, no one better one. We give it you. We make it comfort and style. Promise Furniture.
Always on the go? Missed the show? You can now listen to Guardian Radio talk shows anytime, anywhere on Spotify and YouTube by searching Guardian Radio 96.9 FM or by entering the name of your favorite show. You can also listen by logging on to GuardianTalkRadio.com and clicking on the podcast tab. Guardian Radio, continuing to provide you with fresh news and smart talk anywhere, anytime, all day.
It's time for Tell It to Stanya.
It's all about you. Ooh, Let's peel away the layers and focus on you. Ooh, what's going on inside? Let's talk about love and truth and the matter of who we are. Let's find out together on Tell It to Stanya.
All right, and we are back. Brittany, is that a call? Okay. Hi,
Hello?
caller. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good.
What you sharing with me? What happened this week? What are you talking about?
I feel like we're not, especially as it like, at least with me, I've been dating somebody and I feel like there's just, how do you know if it's really into you? Like, how do you actually identify that? Because sometimes people could be telling you they love you, and I know I can't be the only woman like that. Like, they always tell you they love you, but their actions are just iffy.
Okay. Wait, well, hold on now. What are their actions?
I guess, I don't even know if to say inconsistent, just all over the place. Just today, I love you. Maybe tomorrow I love you too, but maybe my thought process of what love is not matching.
So what do you think, what would you say love is? Like, how would you describe love?
I think love is sacrificial.
Okay, that's what we were talking about today, and we were talking about, sacrificing a part of yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, have you sacrificed a part of yourself in this relationship?
Yes, definitely.
How?
I think I would have given my time and also things that may be, like, valuable to me.
Okay, do you think?
So it could be, for example, maybe, I don't know, it could be small things. Maybe I don't go out with my friends as much.
Okay.
So that I can allot that time for my significant other.
Okay, so, I mean, have they, well, if they're there with you, that means they would have sacrificed their time as well?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so what would you want from them?
I think I struggle with people not saying exactly what they mean. And this is actually as a general whole. So why is it? Oh, that's the question I really had. Yes. Say what they actually mean, or do what they actually mean. I don't know if you've been, I was listening to your radio station earlier. I don't know if you've seen this TikTok that's going around right now where people are now saying on their TikTok, okay, they're going to have this moment in their relationship where they're not judging.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've seen that.
Yes. And so then the significant others are actually telling the other person all the hidden things that they were doing.
Right.
And then they say, well, you can't judge me. But I thought that's what a relationship was about all the time.
What,
not
judging person? Oh, not judging. Okay. Okay, I've seen those videos. One of the things is that sometimes a partner can tell the other partner, they could tell them this thing again and again and again and again. And yet the other person refuses to, give up themselves or whatever it is that is being required, whatever the action is, whether or not, because I think I saw one where one was saying that I don't know if they hit the other one so they could wake up and tend to the baby or what have you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so, okay, as simple as that, maybe they have tried to communicate. This is how I feel. I don't like this. I want you to do this. So maybe the only way for them to get them to do something is, or they believe, is to not tell the truth. And then also, too, in terms of truth, sometimes people don't like to hurt people's feelings, or sometimes they know that if they speak the truth, it won't get them what they say that they want.
But, okay, so Mike, because you asked me a valuable question earlier, you said, what do I see love? But isn't relationships supposed to be truthful?
Well, it's an old show that says, you can't handle the truth. Yes, but truth also requires action. And many times people are not open to acting. They're not open to acting on the truth that's being spoken or the truth that they're listening to. Can you handle the truth? And if this person, let's say this person really told you what their motives were or how they felt or feel, that probably means that they wouldn't get what they want from you.
But maybe they're not supposed to get what they want. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, Stanya.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, okay, maybe this, I feel like people should just walk up to people and be like, hey, listen, I want to juice you. I don't want to love you. I don't want to be with you. I just want to juice you. Do you want to also juice?
Well, see, some people could take that, but some people can't. Some people would say, okay, yeah, let's go and drink the juice. Right? And then there's some people who are going to be offended by it. So they've learned to lie to get what they want. They've learned to play this game to get what they want. And these people, of course, clearly they're not honest. And they are selfish because their intention is only to get what it is that they want at any and all costs. So our question now, so the question now is, since we're talking about truth, we now know the truth. We know the truth is this person is not telling us the truth. The truth is this person is not loving me the way that I need to be loved. So now we together now, right? We have the truth. So now, because we just said truth requires action. So now you have to decide what that action is going to be. Are you going to just stay there and continue with the lies playing that game? Or are you going to face the truth and say, hey, this is not the thing for me. And I am offended that you're not being truthful with me. And I require truth. I think as people, we don't tell the truth about what we need to.
Yeah.
So now that we know what the truth is, so maybe it's now time for us to move on. Maybe it's simply time. Maybe the truth is, it's time to let go. What do you think about that?
I mean, I feel like, I guess that's the case. I guess that's the exact road mark where I guess a lot of people find themselves. Because it's something you said earlier just now. I was talking to a friend of mine, and she was telling me, she's actually married, and she was telling me how she expected her husband to do a lot of things that she actually just never said.
Right.
You know, and so I remember I was asking her, well, why didn't you just say it? And then she said, well, when I tried to say it, it just didn't turn out well.
Or, sometimes, when people tell you talk too much, you do this, all these things. So sometimes when we speak our truth, because we carry on with, the truth talk, sometimes when we are truthful about what it is that we say that we want, and before you called, I think you were listening, we talked about, I started to talk about things happening in childhood very young and very early on. We learned that shut up. Even when you cry, shut up your mouth. Let me give you something to cry for. Mind you don't get too dead bad. But what is now happening is that we now learn how to be silent and not express how we feel. And as Bahamians, culturally, what happened in this house stays in this house. We're not encouraged to really talk about our feelings, and that's another reason why we see people going on people's job and hurting people, and we see all these things happen because we're not encouraged to really tell the truth, and also even why our relationships are not right.
So are we then just not prepared as a country, you're saying, to be in relationships? Because that's what it sounds like.
I don't think we are.
Oh, wow.
I think we say that we are, but I don't think that we are. But let me ask you this. What is it so truthfully speaking, what is it that you think that you need? What do you need?
I believe I need transparency and honesty. I need those things. Okay. And I do believe that there's a difference between being transparent and being honest.
Exactly, right. Okay, right. And being honest, truthful is, saying, okay, the sun is, transparency is, boy, I don't like the sun because, it burns my skin. It doesn't make me feel very good.
Yes.
There's a difference. There's a difference between the two, and I don't think we even realize that.
Yeah.
So,
for sure.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think the person that you're involved with, are they able to be, do they have, I mean, and this is something else, because, sometimes what we want from people, they just don't have. So do you think that this person is able to give you the transparency that you require?
I think that's what I'm searching for. I don't know.
Because, sometimes too, we touched on culturally. I'm not saying you, but I think culturally, we have been, I had this conversation with a friend too. Lord, I got you on this phone all the time. But I had this conversation with a friend, and we were talking about we should normalize not telling people, acting, or I don't know how to put this, that a relationship, a marriage is the pinnacle of your life. Because then we think there's something wrong with us if we're not in a relationship. And, sometimes we go and we're in these places where we shouldn't be.
Well, the question is there something wrong with us? Because, people oftentimes, I definitely have felt alone. So is there not something wrong with you when you're not in a relationship?
What are you talking about? No. There's nothing wrong with you if you're not in a relationship. What could possibly be wrong with someone who is not in a relationship? And I don't want anybody to say anything because, listen, tall people in relationships, short people, fat people, people who are mentally challenged are in relationships. For everything that you call her, but I'm talking about whoever. For everything that you may believe is wrong with you, there's someone that you are actually right for.
And you really believe that? Hello?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, I do.
Oh, yeah, I know.
You don't know what?
I know, but I believe that.
Wait, what is this messaging we talking about? Stanya, okay. Transparency and honesty are traits, but not wants per se. Does she want money? Kids? What's her goal? So that's a question for you, caller. Well, you can stay on this one right now.
I want transparency. It's actually a want. And it's also a need for me. So for me, I need that. Okay, let me explain what I mean, first of all, when I say transparency versus honesty. And maybe that'll help. For me, transparency is you saying, hey, I'm going to go out with my boys tonight, and I don't expect to be home until 10 o'clock, right? That's transparency for me. Honesty is after the fact. You didn't tell me you were going to go out. You didn't tell me how long you were going to go for, right? But after the fact now, you say, hey, by the way, I just came from John Doe. I just came in. You're being honest that you did just come from John Doe and you just came in. But transparency is letting the person know ahead of time. It's the unveiling. And so to answer the question, do I want kids? No.
Do I want from this person?
I definitely want somebody that's going to be a provider. That's my preference. But it's not that I want them for money, but I believe that money gives access to allow a relationship to have some freedom that maybe others don't have.
So what do you want from this? Oh, this money. Listen, listen, first of all.
It's not about money. I have my own money.
First of all, and this person going, y'all could text fast too now. My Lord, y'all could text fast on this phone.
I just want to say I have my own money on the radio.
Listen. See, when Deandra was leaving out the talk show host before me, they were taking a picture, and so I said, money, and all three of the women burst out laughing. All women want money, man, and not only that, all men want money because this is the life we live, and money.
Everybody needs money.
So Everybody needs it. So someone's supposed to be with someone who's struggling. Hey, y'all stop talking foolishness out here, okay? Stop it now. But anyway, what do you want? We just have a few minutes left. What do you want from this? I'm assuming it's a man. I know it's 2024. But what do you want from this person? Do you want their time? Do you want them to be your man? Do you want them to be what is it that you want?
I want, and I've been saying it, I want transparency. I want them to tell me their intention in full.
Well, something, another thing that just came to mind, okay, I was just asking, I had said to you that maybe they, what do we want that they don't have? A lot of times, too, we keep thinking something wrong with us. You're right. When you asked earlier, we think something wrong with us, but sometimes the way these people acting don't have nothing to do with us. Sometimes, I went to a store the other day, and so this guy, he's walking behind me, and he makes some lewd comment about my buttocks. Mm-hmm. And I cringed, and so I turned around, and I was like, that is just terrible, and I went off on him. And so he says, well, I didn't really mean to say it, but then, when I say nice things to people, then they don't respond, and da-da-da, and he went on and on and on and on. So I could have said, well, what is it about me that this man is? So sometimes we think that it's us. So maybe the person that you're dating, maybe they are used to getting what they want or acting this way and getting away with it. Maybe they're just not comfortable with being transparent. You're comfortable with being transparent. So maybe the person that you need to be with or should be with is someone who's open to being transparent.
Okay.
Man, listen, this person being silly now you done name misogyny. Oh, she wants to control someone. She should get a dog. Listen, try come off this text phone here talking foolishness. You talking foolishness.
For the sake of the radio.
Okay.
I don't want to control anybody. I want transparency. I want openness.
They being silly. Okay.
That is what it is. I want openness.
Okay, caller. Thank you for calling in. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Misogyny, what this text number is? Let me write this down. You need to call in the show. You sure you want to call in? Misogyny, we got 1 minute. You sure you don't want to call? Let me see how brave you are. Give us a call, 323-6232. They ain't gonna call, eh? Yeah, Brittany said they ain't calling. Oh, the phone light up. Oh, now we getting somewhere. Take that. Hello? Brittany, you send them through? You only hear me, but hello, like I home answering my phone. Hello, caller? We got like 30 seconds. Hello?
Hi, Stanya. How you doing?
Is this you who texted me?
Oh, no, I was listening in. Very interesting show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think the problem is we haven't, as a person, spend enough time finding ourselves. I think we spend so much time pursuing our dreams, goals, and aspiration at the expense of losing self.
Right.
And one day we decided we want to get married.
Right.
But even if we are a good person, a good man doesn't mean he'll be a good husband.
That's true.
And a good woman doesn't mean she'll be a good wife.
That's true. That's true.
And we have lost the older people who would be in our life and speaking into our lives on a consistent basis and helping us to see and hear what we need to see and hear.
Right.
So we can see what we don't want to see and hear what we don't want to hear. Oftentimes we experiment with things and we know from Jump Street it ain't what it is, and we try to fix it and manipulate it into what we want it to be. And then we get upset when it doesn't turn out in our favor. Right. And so when we're talking about honesty and accountability and all these things, we have to first be truthful about what is honesty. Well, and I think too, in a relationship, we have to give the other person time to feel comfortable to unravel what they want to say and to us as far as what's in their heart. They have to be comfortable enough to trust us and trust that we wouldn't use it they wouldn't use it as a weapon against us. You are totally correct. Oh Lord, Brittany, tell me I got to wrap it up. You are totally correct. I think the relationship talk is really something that we need to explore, but more importantly, we have to explore ourselves more.
Right.
Caller, thank you for calling in. Right.
Yeah, we definitely need to explore ourselves more, because if a lot of us don't know who we are, we don't know what we want, we're not comfortable around people, we're not comfortable with transparency, we're not comfortable speaking our truth, we're not comfortable saying what it is that we want, what we need, what we're willing to do, what we want to sacrifice. We're not comfortable doing that stuff. We just go head in and we say, okay, it's a relationship, we think we should be in one, and then we just jump in one and we stay longer than we should. As a matter of fact, be with people who we shouldn't even be with. I can't tell you all how many times when I ask people, why did they get married? One tell me they got married because they didn't want a loan from the bank. Someone got married because they wanted to come out of their mommy house. Someone else got married because they was in the church. Someone got married because they said they supposed to be married by 25. I've heard everything besides love or what we believe love to be. And that's a good place to start. What does love look like and what does love feel like? And a question that I tell my clients all the time, you know, when stuff going, jumping off or whatever, what would love say? What in here would love want you to give? What would love say? And normally, that is the answer to the question. So for me, the whole relationship thing, I think as people, as Bahamians, we don't do the work on ourselves, and that's where we need to start. We have to start by doing the work. We go to church and we say we're Christian. But listen, you're a Christian, you got God, you got Jesus, but you need a coach or a psychologist too. You need to do the work. You need to do the work. So we're going to end here today. I'm 3 minutes over. We'll talk more about this at another time. But thank you for callers for calling in. I wish you had called a little earlier, but anyhow, it must take a long time to get everybody started. I'm out of here. I got things to do. My grandniece is with me, Ramaya Davis. Hi, Ramaya. And we got all kind of things to do. And like I told y'all, I work in this job and I got to go finish the people job. So let me get on out of here. Have a good one.
Let's peel away the layers and focus on you. Ooh, what's going on inside? Let's talk about love and truth of who we are. Let's find out together on Tell It to Stanya.